Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Piglet's Big Movie. Piglet's always sort of been a sidekick to Winnie the Pooh, as we all know, and this one, he's center stage. Of course, he's not the only one who realizes, we are not the only ones who realize he's always played second fiddle. He realizes he's pretty much underfoot, ineffectual, or at least he feels that way. Pretty much everybody ignores him. He's like the little kid brother that just gets in the way or is completely ignored. In this story, which came out in 2003, it's about an hour and 17 minutes long. Uh, by the way, when they have the minutes on there, I think they include all the foreign language credits as part of the length of the movie. Because like if you look at IMDb, there's about a minute and 15. There might be 2 minutes worth of just Danish credits, or Spanish or German or whatever. It's a needless addition of minutes. So anyway, Piglet, pretty much from the start of this, sees his friends about to commit a caper of sorts, trying to get honey. Of course, it's Pooh's thing. Trying to get honey from a beehive by tricking the bees into believing it's time to move to a new hive that's fake and empty, and that way they can steal the honey in the real hive. Of course, everything goes wrong, and Piglet tries to get himself involved. They pretty much left him out of it, and everything just becomes a mess. But in the process of it, he realizes they don't need me, they don't want me around, I just get in the way. And so he just sort of takes off for a little bit. He makes friends with other woodland animals where he's actually the big one. Like he makes friends with a squirrel and a bird and a ladybug. And he's not really super resentful because he's a sweet little guy. Um, but he's starting to realize that he has something to contribute, and he's not just the little kid brother in this sense. He's useful, and he has something to add to the whole scenario. At the same time, his friends notice he's missing eventually, and they go searching for him, and they find a book that's basically a little scrapbook, little, I guess, a journal of their adventures, and they use that as a sort of map in their heads to figure out where he might have gone. And through this, they were presented with a number of stories from their past where it seemed apparent that Piglet wasn't the focus or very important, but he ended up being the hero in every situation. And as they do this, they realize more and more how they kind of neglected him and realized how important he was to their group. There's a number of different stories about how Pooh Corner was created, the home for Eeyore, building that, and also the first time they met Kanga and Roo, which seems has a strong metaphor. They're new to town. Everybody in the 100-acre woods. By the way, I now know it's the 100-acre woods. I don't know why I thought 7. I'm really lowballing it there, but 100-acre woods. The rest of the gang, Rabbit and Pooh and Tigger, they all look upon Kanga and Roo as looking very different and very weird. And it looks at one point when Roo jumps into Kanga's pouch that she's eaten her own child, and they're very suspicious of them, and they treat them like they must be monsters. And they send Piglet in there to in this, and again, another weird caper. I don't know if they ever had these kind of weird capers in the old stuff. I mean, this looks very modern in its animation and its story structure as compared to the old stories. But they send Piglet in as basically a sacrifice, hoping to swap out, jump into Roo's place, and the others grab Roo and run off with him, basically, is the intent. Of course, everything goes wrong. Piglet is captured, and Piglet fears for his life, and of course, Kanga is nothing but sweet and gentle and kind to him, at first pretending that she doesn't realize that he's not Rue, and then, revealing that, yeah, she knew all along, but she still treated him like he was her own child, and with giving him a bath, which he didn't like, which was technically torture, waterboarding maybe. Yeah, so you can see where this little bit of 2003 paranoia storytelling might have been borrowing from in our culture, not understanding who Muslims might be, maybe, I don't know, in America. This little cultural paranoia. Yeah, so story touches on that a little bit. But yeah, it's this series of little stories, and it culminates in a big reunion, of course. They were never going to be apart for very long. But they all realize that Piglet is a big deal in their little community. So, and Piglet realizes that also. And their friendship, and there is a point where they've all but given up because they lose the book. And and it's sweet. They all go back to the house and they draw pictures, which is very much a kind of a lesson thing that you can, if you're watching this with your little kids, if little kids are watching this, and they can think about people that are important in their lives and what they mean to them when they're not around. And when they miss them, they can draw pictures about the good times they had together. So yeah, there's a little montage of them all the characters drawing pictures of the fun times they had with Piglet. It could be a neat little therapeutic thing that you could have with your kids when they say they're missing somebody they love, whether it's through death or through just moving away, things like that. It's not a not so subtle hint that this is something that maybe the kids might do. They might even figure this out in themselves, that, hey, you know what, I miss this person. This person is really important to me. Let's draw pictures. And if you're 4, 5, 6, whatever, this might be something kind of cool to do with the kids. But yeah, all told, this is a fun, cute, as harmless as any Winnie the Pooh story can be. What I found for me was one of the stranger things is that I realized that he's done Eeyore's voice in a ton of stuff when I looked it up, but Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime, is Eeyore in this film. And maybe I just haven't. I know we've watched previous incarnations of Winnie the Pooh. Usually so far I think we've had only the really old ones. But yeah, Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime. All I hear is, I want to hear Eeyore say, "Roll out." Transform and roll out, something like that. It's not going to happen, but it would be cool if that happened. So yeah, this is a fun, cute little thing. It has a little bit more action than you'd normally get in these more sedate, old school Winnie the Pooh movies and such, where he's just really trying to get honey and just do very benign things. Here they've got full-on heist capers involving getting honey. So, all right, we've talked enough about this. Let's pick tomorrow's Disney Plus Everyday Challenge 106. Super low. All right, 106. Have we had 106? I always ask that. We have not. It's a movie, and I don't know what it is or who's in it, but College Road Trip. College Road Trip. Why do I have a feeling this is a coming-of-age starring some Disney neophyte? Maybe Zac Efron is on an adventure to discover himself, or Lindsay Lohan again, who knows? We'll see. Maybe it's a bunch of people you've never heard of. But I know it's not, there's no Tom green or anything showing up in this one, as far as I know. There's no Animal House. I'm betting. If so help me, this is the Disney version of Animal House, or Road Trip. I'll be very, very, very interested and surprised. But yeah, here we go with College Road Trip on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. See you tomorrow. Bye.